Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources. Updating daily noontime New York City. Daily FX market news.
September 5th, 10 o'clock America, New York. How record inflation will impact the U.S. midterm elections. Americans are deeply unhappy with the state of the U.S. economy ahead of midterm elections.
New York Times Business.
September 5th, 9:22 America, New York. The hunt for big hail. Hailstones of record size are falling left and right, and hailstorm damage is growing. But there is surprisingly little research to explain why. A supercell thunderstorm threatening to engulf a barn near Imperial, Neb. in 2019.
The Library of Economics and Liberty.
September 5th, 9:20 America, New York. The Ends of Curiosity. In this episode, curiosity snobs, Russ Roberts and Ian Leslie talk about Leslie's book, Curious. The desire to know and why your future depends on it. How parents can help kids be curious, ask questions back, provide things to be curious about, and how puzzles like Wordle are different from mysteries like how the universe began.
Global economy.
September 5th, 9:17 America, New York. UK at risk of M-style, sudden stop. Deutsche Bank warns there could be a balance of payments crisis.
New York Times Business.
September 5th, 8:38 America, New York. Market slip as Britain gets a new prime minister and energy worries grow. Liz Truss, the Conservative Party's choice, will face a falling British pound and myriad economic troubles. Liz Truss, who will be Britain's next prime minister.
Daily FX market news.
September 5th, 8:29 America, New York. DAX 40 struggles as Nord Stream shutdown deepens energy woes. The index shifted between gains and losses as sentiment suffered on the back of soaring European energy prices. The Library of Economics and Liberty.
September 5th, 8 o'clock America, New York. You didn't build that. I was on a Zoom discussion on Friday put on by the Atlas Society, an organization whose employees and contributors subscribe in various degrees to Ayn Rand's philosophy of objectivism.
Daily FX market news.
September 5th, 7:46 America, New York. Liz Truss announced as next UK Prime Minister, GBP unchanged. Liz Truss to become the third UK Prime Minister in 6 years.
New York Times Business.
September 5th, 7:39 America, New York. OPEC Plus meets, with an output cut possible. The oil producers group is worried about slipping prices, weak demand in China and a deal with Iran. Oil tanks at Ras Tanura, a refinery and terminal in Saudi Arabia.
Global economy.
September 5th, 7:31 America, New York. Trade policy will not determine the future of globalization. Economic shocks, climate change and collateral impact from other government actions are more important. Marginal revolution.
September 5th, 7:29 America, New York. The return of privateering? Texas signal. Representative Lance Gooden, a Republican who represents Texas's 5th District, has introduced legislation that would allow U.S. citizens to seize the yachts, jets, and other property belonging to Russian oligarchs who have been sanctioned in response to the invasion of Ukraine.
Global economy.
September 5th, 7:25 America, New York. Turkish inflation tops 80% for first time in 24 years. Ankara insists price pressures will ease soon, but economists warn rate could remain uncomfortably high.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business.
September 5th, 5:33 America, New York. Next wave of nuclear power plants sees new life in climate bill. The legislative package recently signed into law and investor interest have boosted the idea of building small reactors at closing coal plants or industrial sites, but the economics are still unproven.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business.
September 5th, 4:11 America, New York. UK home builder Vestry to buy rival Countryside for $1.4 billion. Vestry Group agreed to acquire Countryside Partnerships, in a move that will create one of the UK's biggest developers and represents a win for US-based activist investor Browning West.
BBC News Business. September 5th, 3:33 America, New York. Gas prices soar 26% after Russia keeps key pipeline closed. The continued closure of Nord Stream 1 has added to concerns about energy supplies this winter. BBC News Business.
September 5th, 3:27 America, New York. Australia liquor store hiring with 10-minute interviews. Dan Murphy's in Australia is holding quick, on-the-spot interviews to beat staff shortage.
BBC News Business.
September 5, 2019 America New York, new PM's energy bill options to include freeze plan. Energy industry sources tell the BBC they expect an overall freeze in bills to be announced this week.
Marginal revolution.
September 5, 014 America New York, public policies as instruction. That is the topic of my latest Bloomberg column. Here is one excerpt. Minimum wage hikes also send the wrong message to voters. Yes, there is literature suggesting that such increases destroy far fewer jobs than previously thought, and may have considerable ancillary benefits, such as preventing suicides.
Marginal revolution.
September 4, 1634 America New York, Sunday assorted links. 1. Why was Western printing better than Asian printing? 2. Bank branches. 3. The costs of crime. 4. How many book copies will you sell? 5. COVID isn't even seasonal, at least not yet. The Library of Economics and Liberty.
September 4, 1551 America New York, in praise of slackers? It was just reported that South Korea's birth rate fell to a record low. Korean women were estimated, based on 2021 data, to have an average of just 0.81 children over their lifetimes, down from 0.84 a year earlier, the Statistics Office said Wednesday.